Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to a brand new Battle Royale video, and today we're going to be talking news related stuff. Got a bunch of news for you guys, some exciting stuff to go over, and I'm pretty excited for it too. Hope you guys are as well. Also, don't forget to like in the next 5 seconds because you're not going to be getting any free Season 10 Battle Passes. I know there's a bunch of YouTubers out there who do these like and 5-second things with fake things. I myself do the like and 5-second things on a lot of my videos, but a lot of them are just hyping things up about what's going to be coming in the video, and that's allowed. However, doing it about stuff that you can't give away, for example, liking in the next 5 seconds for a free Season 10 Battle Pass, you can't even see who's liked. Anyway, if you guys want to like the video, it does help me out a lot. It really does help the video get out there and help the channel as well. It really does support me, so thank you everyone who's been doing that. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're so close to 500,000, not really, but we're slowly creeping there, and eventually we will make it, so thank you everyone who has been supporting the channel with that side of stuff. Okay, so let's get straight into the news and talk a little bit about what we have here. So first off, I wanted to mention the World Cup, because that is actually going to be happening not this Saturday, but the following Saturday after, and that is actually going to be the Duos World Cup on that Saturday, and then following from that, which will be the 27th, that's the Saturday, and the 28th will be the Solos weekend as well on the Sunday. So some exciting stuff there. They're going to be playing a total of 6 games, so to be honest, you can probably watch it for about 2 hours and it'll be over. Each game usually roughly lasts 20 plus minutes, 25 minutes, 3 hours maybe at a push. Probably lasts 3 to 4 hours the event. So some exciting stuff on both days. Personally, I'm probably just going to watch the solo one, but if I get some time, I may watch that duo one as well. Okay, so while editing this video, I've just realized that Fortnite have just tweeted out the release date for tomorrow's update. Tomorrow it is, and it's going to be at 4 AM Eastern time, 8 o'clock UTC. So some exciting stuff there. Really interesting news, probably the best piece of news in today's video, but there is some interesting stuff towards the end, so I recommend staying tuned throughout the entire video, and I hope you guys do enjoy. So back with the news. Now that does lead on to the brand new shotgun, which is getting introduced as well. A little bit of news I posted last night on my channel. You probably already know about it, but yes, we have a brand new shotgun being added in. My personal opinion on this is I don't really know why we are getting this shotgun, because we already have so many shotguns in the game. But I guess Fortnite just decided maybe it's time for them to add another shotgun again and rip to the old purple tact. I know a lot of people did love that, and it is a rip to that. So yeah. Also, going into code postboxpat is the item shop. It does help me out and it does support the channel a lot, so thank you very much. If you haven't got anyone entered in the item shop code, make sure you do at least put someone in there. It does help them out and it does help me out as well. I know a lot of YouTubers say that, and I've heard a lot of people say that around the community, so just make sure you've got at least someone in there. And if you've got me, thank you. We're roughly at 2,000 supporters, and we're going to try and build that up as much as we can, so thank you everyone who's supporting me on that side of stuff. Okay, so moving on to the next topic of news, it's actually the 100 Fortbytes. They are getting removed this season, so they aren't staying for Season 10, which is interesting. So you're going to have to complete all your Fortbytes because they're getting removed this season, which could mean that the Neo theme is actually going away. Also, the robot now officially has got a jetpack on the back of it. Just a little notable thing. I already talked about that in yesterday's video, so I'm not going to put any gameplay of that on screen, but yes, the robot does have a jetpack on it. Okay, so the monster has also been spotted as well inside of the sea. I think this is an interesting topic to quickly evaluate on a little bit further, because apparently the monster has been spotted a few different times, and it is apparently going faster than it used to. So there's a little bit of footage on screen right now where you guys can see the monster rotating around the map. Some exciting stuff, to be honest, and I'm really hyped for it as well. I do personally believe that the monster is going to do some damage to the map at some point in the next few days, but as I have said, we obviously know the countdown for the event's down to 4 days. As I've said, I don't think there's going to be huge drastic changes to the map in this event due to the World Cup happening the following weekend after. So some exciting stuff really, and I know a lot of people are hyped for it, but unfortunately I don't want to let you guys down or kind of make it sad or anything, but I don't think the event is going to be as good as previous events for map changes. However, I do think the event is probably going to be the best ever event we have seen in Fortnite Battle Royale for what actually happens in it or what they do. I do think we will have to interact with it, we'll have to fight on the robot's side or even the monster's side. Who knows what's going to be happening there? We'll have to just wait and see what is going to happen with the Fortnite event in a few days. I'll be sure to try and stream it on the channel. For those who know a lot about my channel and stuff like that, who are active all the time, you'll know that my set setup has recently been damaged quite badly with water damage, so I'm down to a few old Elgatos. I'm running a few old ones. It's actually the one where my stream mic always cuts out, so when I go to stream on Saturday, the mic may cut out, but I'll still be streaming. I'll try and fix it while the stream's going, but if that does happen, don't worry guys, it's only because I'm going to be running my old setup, and unfortunately that does happen. I have tried and ordered a new Elgato for the time being while I'm waiting for it, but I've heard nothing from the delivery. It might not get here for Saturday, so if that does happen on the stream, that's why I keep cutting out. Okay, so next up we've actually got a concept which I don't know 100% who created this. If you guys know the creator, let me know and I'll link them down below. But yes, this is a Egyptian style theme map which someone looks like they built in creative and potentially could be what we see in season 10. Probably not, but some really exciting stuff and a really cool design there. I'm very happy about this one. It's one of my favorite ones I've actually seen recently. I know yesterday I did talk a lot about designs and season 10 stuff in that video and my predictions. If you haven't already checked out yesterday's video, I recommend checking it out because it goes over all of my predictions for season 10. There's some really interesting stuff there and some really exciting stuff as well, so I do recommend checking that out. It's a really cool video and I spent a lot of time coming up with them predictions, so give yourself a little few minutes and go and check it out after this video because it's a cool one. And also another concept here from Nola Bands, who looks like they've created a skin concept called Viper. For those wondering why I always feature skin concepts, it's actually because skin concepts usually get added into the game and they deserve a shout out because you just never know if Fortnite are watching my videos or not, and if they are, this guy potentially could get his skin in the game. So it's a great skin, a great creation, I really do like it, and you just never know, my friend, it could end up getting added into the game. I do love the idea with the pickaxe as well, having a dual world kind of like dagger type thing. I think that's a really cool concept, so hopefully, you know, we do see this getting added in. I really did like it, and maybe you just don't know, my friend. Another little funny thing I've seen on Reddit, which isn't too much news kind of stuff, but I did like to post this one in here, is this one here from Tasty. He actually put me and the boys leaving Area 51 after the raid. Credit to him there on that one, Tasty. You can find him on Reddit at Tasty. We were 5 and with double wides. Pretty cool, really nice art kind of design he's done there, and it just reminds me of all the memes going on with Area 51. So some funny stuff. What's happening there. I know a lot of people have been mentioning all that sort of stuff on Twitter and that, so I thought I'd cover it in there because it's just absolutely hilarious design there from Tasty. Great concept right there. Okay, so moving on to a little bit more news which I've got for you guys. It actually talks a little bit further about Donald Mustard's location. So apparently Donald has changed his location once again to a new location which could link in with potentially having a huge impact of what's going to take place during the event. So Donald himself has officially changed his location to the control center. Now obviously the control center itself is something to do with the robot, obviously where it's controlled from. So some exciting stuff right there, and I do think potentially we may see, you know, the control center having some sort of control of a rocket or something like that. And that actually leads on to this next theory here from me, myself, and AAJ. This one is a theory which he's actually come up with here. So he said that Donald Mustard once had his location as zeroing in. I personally believe that that was the monster kind of targeting the island, but this guy has gone to evaluate it even further and goes to talk about how potentially it could be related to the season 4 rocket returning. So the first thing he says here, the rocket from season 4 is still in the in-between. Singularity protected Tilted from the rocket and might open a rift and release the rocket from the vault. Donald changed his location to zeroing in because she is preparing the rocket to come out of the in-between and into the Fortnite world in order to destroy the monster. This would make a good ending to the storyline on the current map, starting with the rocket and ending with the rocket, which I think would be absolutely awesome. So a great concept there from Donald himself and some really exciting stuff, and he does go and kind of show maybe where the rocket is. I think that's a pretty exciting piece of news there and a great concept. Now people are also arguing in the comments it's now changed to control center, and people are saying that this is the final for the current story. I could see them ending it right where it began with the rocket. You know, potentially that could be the case. I don't know 100%. I could evaluate this further. I personally have actually met Donald Mustard and spoke to him about the story, and there was a lot of stuff that went down in that conversation, and I could evaluate this a little bit further. But to be honest, I think we'll just wait and see, or leave it for another video, because I could be sitting here for hours discussing with you guys what me and Donald spoke about regarding the Fortnite storyline and stuff, and I don't really want to spoil anything just exactly. We didn't actually speak about any like spoilers, but obviously the things he says kind of hint stuff and things like that. I spoke a little bit about it in the past and how, they've already planned up to season 13. That's something I spoke about as well. Fortnite have already made up to season 13, which is really exciting information. And he does talk about how anything could change as well. Another thing Donald mentioned, we just said, at any point if the community have come up with an idea or they see something, they'll scrap what they've already been planning and replace it with this. For example, a weapon change, a storyline change, a map change. That's how open Fortnite are to actually changing anything. And obviously the island itself is the storyline in Fortnite, which did confuse me a lot when they started making the skins actually talk, because I actually went to an interview as well with Donald, as well as meeting him in person, where he actually spoke about a few different things, being how he doesn't want the Fortnite characters to talk. And obviously it's been portrayed all over YouTube with the talking characters scene, which we've seen on the Fortnite trailers, which was at one of the events which they hosted. So, you know, it's not an actually official thing. It's meant to be more of a comedic thing, that, but a lot of people have taken it the other way and also talked about how it potentially could be season 10. Donald himself said to me that he doesn't want the characters to talk ever in Fortnite unless it's a comedic kind of approach, which we've seen. So that's what I've gathered from speaking to the head developer at Fortnite or Epic Games. So pretty exciting stuff. And he's not even really the developer, he's the director, so some crazy decisions there. And it was really awesome meeting him. He has some crazy ideas. He's one of the best people I've met in the gaming community. I spoke about the game, which I love and which probably most of you love as well. You wouldn't be watching the video at this point. Okay, so that's me talking a bit about that, zeroing in stuff, the control center. Great theory, great concept with the rocket ending, and I think that would be perfect for Donald, and it is the sort of thing he would do. So I do like your theory there. Okay, so moving on to other things as well. We've had a bunch of different theories coming out with what theme the season could be and a bunch of stuff. So I just wanted to discuss a little bit about how it potentially could be a water theme in the future. We've kind of got a position where you look at Fortnite and you think to yourselves, right now, Fortnite is missing a boat type water vehicle. There hasn't been one. There's been an air vehicle, there's been a ground vehicle, and we've had a bunch of different type of in-between vehicles like the baller and the drift boards, but we've not actually had a vehicle which allows us to drive on water. We also don't have the water mechanic in. Apparently loads of people have been tweeting me saying that Fortnite once said that you're going to need a better graphic card for season 10. I personally don't believe that. I've never actually seen that tweet, but if someone can confirm that with me, but apparently that's what people are saying. I don't know, I've never actually seen that information, but I've had a few people tell me that in the past few days, and that's made me think a little bit further. If that is true, which I don't think it is, but if it was to be true, it could be potentially a water mechanic which is going to be getting added in season 10 over by Greasy Grove. Melting Greasy Grove down a bit, melting the area down would allow for a water area to be added into the map. This will allow us to kind of hover around in the water, boost itself around, use a few different water vehicles. We could have like a boat with a turret on it, a little bit like the plane but on a boat, which I think would be really cool, and even maybe a submarine type one which dives underneath the water, allowing us to kind of explore that whole area over there, which would be absolutely awesome, with a water vehicle, and even a vehicle which transforms itself from being a water vehicle and a ground vehicle, which would make perfect sense as well, because obviously you just wouldn't want to be on a boat in an area if you couldn't use it further out of land, which would make perfect sense. And they would probably add another water location in by the volcano as well when the monster actually floods a bit of the map or damages it, and by season 10 it gets flooded a little bit further. And I don't think the monster will 100% be destroyed, obviously, because we've got to consider the map not being changed too much for the World Cup, because players are practicing landing at each area. So when the monster and robot fight, wow, this is just a crazy theory from me, but when the monster and robot fight, I do think that the monster won't actually get eliminated. He will be back. He'll destroy some stuff in the trailer of season 10, or even have a flooded area, or we just get a brand new map entirely, which is just a crazy theory, which I don't want to say because I love the Fortnite map the way it is. Unless it is the end of an era, we'll have to see what Fortnite do with season 10. It's going to be really exciting, and I hope you guys are super excited too. But that's everything from my news today. I'll try and keep you guys updated with any more news we get in the future. I do hope you guys have enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you're new around here, stick around for daily Fortnite content. I'll let you guys watch the rest of the gameplay if you want to, because I know it's about 14 minutes long-ish, so it's worth a little watch if you want to watch it. It's me just playing gun games, so feel free to watch it. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and once again, this is postboxpat signing out.